This is the Synthetic Signal Report for Friday, June 19th, 2026, in the morning. Today we analyze the introduction of Project Valhalla into the Java Development Kit, a new enterprise storage solution from Ubiquiti, zero-touch authentication for the Model Context Protocol, and a sobering research look at the limitations of fine-tuning large language models for vulnerability detection. We also track the dismantling of the Popa Botnet and the latest on Anthropic's Fable model.
Project Valhalla is finally arriving in the Java Development Kit, version 28. This is a monumental shift for the Java ecosystem after a decade of development. The core of Valhalla is the introduction of value objects. Unlike standard Java objects that live on the heap and suffer from memory overhead due to pointer indirection, value objects behave like primitives. They are flattened in memory, which drastically improves cache locality and reduces garbage collection pressure. For high-performance systems and data-intensive applications, this update represents the most significant architectural change to the language since the introduction of lambdas. It effectively bridges the gap between high-level abstraction and the hardware-level performance traditionally reserved for languages like C++. Ubiquiti has expanded its hardware ecosystem with the release of an enterprise-grade network-attached storage system built entirely on the ZFS file system. By choosing ZFS, Ubiquiti is prioritizing data integrity, snapshots, and efficient data compression out of the box. This is a direct play for the prosumer and small to medium enterprise market that currently relies on fragmented or aging storage stacks. The integration into the wider Ubiquiti management console allows for unified monitoring of storage alongside networking hardware. This is an under-the-radar move that suggests Ubiquiti is positioning itself as the central operating system for small business infrastructure. The Model Context Protocol is gaining a robust security layer with the introduction of Zero-Touch Auth. This mechanism simplifies the way AI agents gain authenticated access to enterprise data sources. Instead of forcing manual login cycles for every tool or workspace, the system uses pre-authorized tokens that are managed through the protocol itself. It drastically reduces the friction of integrating AI agents into locked-down corporate environments while maintaining a strict audit trail. This is a vital step toward making agentic workflows viable in security-conscious organizations. Research published today via the Archive examines the efficacy of large language models in spotting software vulnerabilities. The study, titled Calibration Without Comprehension, used a framework called CWE Trace, built from over 800 manually curated Linux kernel samples. The findings are a critical reality check. The research concludes that many models scoring well on benchmarks are simply pattern matching on contaminated data rather than demonstrating genuine reasoning. As we rely more on AI to audit our code, this serves as a warning. Models can mimic the form of security analysis without understanding the underlying logic of the threat. Security firms have successfully identified the link between the Android-based Popa Botnet and the Israeli firm Ala, which operates the proxy provider NetNut. For 4 years, the Popa Botnet has been hijacking millions of consumer TV boxes to relay traffic for advertising fraud and data scraping. This investigation highlights the murky intersection between residential proxy services and the botnet for hire ecosystem. It is a clear case where legitimate corporate entities are profiting from, or being structurally inseparable from, large-scale consumer device hijacking. We're seeing the fallout of Anthropic's release of the Fable generative model. 3 days after its launch, the United States government classified Fable as a dangerous munition under export control authorities. This forced Anthropic to pull the plug for all foreign nationals. Because the model could not distinguish between domestic and international users, the company cut off access globally. This serves as a primary example of how AI capabilities are increasingly viewed through the lens of state sovereignty and global conflict, rather than just corporate innovation. The community is currently focused on 3 major threads. First, there is intense discussion regarding the newly released tool Tornado from Sys Research, which simplifies the auditing of relay services. Second, developers are heavily vetting the new Yay update for Arch Linux, which provides safer script-based package vetting to counter recent widespread malware campaigns. Third, the release of the Pump Fund Trainer on GitHub is causing a stir, as it signals the automation of high-frequency trading for niche Solana meme coins.
Finally, security teams are warning against a surge in phishing campaigns using the Weebly platform to spoof webmail logins. We also note the new Entry Point conference, scheduled for Paris in March 2027 as a key gathering point for European cybersecurity researchers.